tell you this. Nowadays, most people are being radicalized through technology. You meet someone online, maybe you've been ranting. Okay, let me give us a very good example. How is our economy in this country? We all have our personal opinions, right? So, I, Athena, go online and start ranting on my social media page about how the economy in this country is terrible, how 1,000 shillings is equal to 50 shillings, you know all those things you normally see on social media, right? And so there is this guy, radical guys online who are trying to teach the government a lesson. But this is just an example, and as I wind up, this is the last slide, the push and pull factors. You find that this person will come and be like, yes, Athena, we agree with you. No, the economy is really bad. We need to do something about it. And so we become friends and we are here ranting, and I think I've met someone who thinks like me, but after a while this person is like, what do you think we should go and do 1, 2, 3 things at State House that are illegal or at a certain government building? And since I have been interacting with this person so much online to the point that I feel that yes, we are on the same page, what do? I join hands with this person, bring other people into the group, and we start doing other illegal things or cultic things in terms of religious and whatever. The examples are endless. So keeping all this in mind, we need to know that the factors that can make a person or a child go missing all marry to each other, one way or another. If you are having a family dysfunction, you could end up depressed, you could end up with mental health issues, you could end up running away, you could be running away from poverty. Drug abuse and alcohol problems can also make you run away, or can make a child become a runaway because maybe the family does not approve of them, or the method at which they're dealing with this issue is not sitting well with the child, so they would decide to run away where they can practice these illegal things by a child being sexually exploited, or an adult. It can lead to the death of this person, forced labor, especially in cross-border missing children and cross-border traveling all together, right? So in conclusion, families need to be confident that when their child goes missing in the country, we are working very hard to strengthen our missing children's structure together with the government and the non-governmental organizations to make the process easier and smoother. For children, normally we see in the movies, we don't wait 48 hours if a child goes missing. Do not wait. If you cannot locate a child, or you know someone whose child cannot be located, it is very important that you report immediately, okay? And then follow up to ensure that necessary steps are being followed to recover this child.
My name is Athena Morgan. I'm the Regional Project Manager for the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the African Office. Today we were having a community engagement on missing children and adolescents here at Daystar University. The purpose of this is to raise awareness around the issues of missing children. And the reason for this, and this has been a very timely discussion, is on the 25th of May we are marking the International Day for Missing Children. But you find that most people are unaware of the procedures and protocols to follow when a child is missing, or even sometimes even when an adult is missing. So this is one of the projects we'll be engaging with the local partners here in Kenya to help in creating awareness around the issue. ICMEC has also been working very closely with the Department of Children's Services, and we were doing an assessment on looking at the gaps that exist when it comes to addressing missing children issues in the country. This includes the laws, data management, and psychosocial support for families and children who have gone missing, and even those who have been found. And these are projects that we are hoping to be able to carry out together after the launch on the 25th of May. Thank you.
Long-term consequences of it on you as a person are graver than if you had persevered in the situation you were in and toiled, sweat and blood yourself out of that situation, okay? So Poverty is a reason why people go missing, but it should not be our reason. It should not be the reason why children go missing, and we should not encourage children to go in search for greener pastures unless it is a safe and secure way whereby you know where they're going, who they're going to be with, and what they will be doing to get out of that poverty. Because some are taken into child prostitution, or child sex tourism. They're taken to the beach where they are, to the coastal regions where they're being exploited by the tourists. Yes, they're making lots of money, but is that good or healthy for them? No, all right. So escaping poverty is one of the reasons that we should be attentive to and alert to, and do not let it judge us. Is another point?
2 points from
or take themselves away from a situation of chaos, and in the process they end up getting lost. Also, the other issue, as I said, it is not very creative. No, you find that their families, yes, I get it. You find that their families, that once they get a child, or their child develops and they realize that this child has one form of disability or another, they may opt to get rid of the child. So, if it is a child who is incapable of taking care of themselves, they go ditch them somewhere. And that child can be declared as missing because they are not in the legal custody of their parents. And if it is an older child, it can also be that when they are chased away from home or they are being exposed to unfavorable conditions, they end up taking themselves away from that situation and end up as a missing child or a missing person. There's another point.
Who's gone missing in Kenya and has guardian or parents, it must be reported and recorded somewhere. And if it is reported and recorded somewhere, if it is reported at the local authorities, that the assistant chiefs, the chiefs, the DOs, and wherever, they finally end at the police. And if it ends at the police, as I said from the beginning, police don't want to work alone. They work with partners, that is hospital, and first hand inform the children's service officer at the nearest county. That's where the data comes from. The police do not make their own figures. It is the figures that is keyed in the occurrence book, and it is shared by the children's service. And even if a child is collected and taken into hospital, finally it must reach the police and it must be handed over to the children's service. Because if I want to emphasize and say that the figure the children's service have is the correct figure of any missing or lost and found child in Kenya. If a child is missing and has not been reported, then we don't capture it at all. We don't know that child is lost. That's why we are encouraging people that let us have information and share it. When we share, it will be more important. The children could be more than 6,000, but because there is no sharing of information, then many numbers are left out. Thank you. About young adults being taken to other countries and maybe being recruited to Al-Shabaab. This is something like Bernard said, that you see something online, then you are prompted or you are tempted to click on it, and you see how exciting and interesting it is. You know they are promised so many goodies. This is something that can only be done by parents, and that's why we are always insisting on community policing and Nyumbakumi. Present parents, I don't want to talk about absentee parents. Present parents who are present know where your child is. And we have been told many things here about even watching the child learning or watching anything online. The child does not have a phone. It is a mother or a father who has a phone. All this I said from the beginning, we are perpetrators in one way or the other. We allow our children to be lured and to be recruited in these very funny cars on our own negligence and ignorance. So So the government has put systems in place to help us as parents to take care of the children. The laws are there, not that there are no laws. Children's laws are there and many others that we cannot mention right now. This is the DCI section, and we don't leave it to the DCI alone. In every police station there is a gender desk where every case concerning GBV, it is called a gender desk because of issues surrounding violence at home. But this is the number that is already reported. If you have not gotten a report of a child, you may not record it. So we have about 6,000 from our online statistics. Yeah? We have about 6,374 children that go missing every year. How long does a person is declared missing? In Kenya, it's after 7 years. That file may be closed and it may be declared missing person from the society. This is a multi-sectoral approach that everyone carries a responsibility in our country. Don't say you are not a parent, so you don't care whether a child is getting lost or what. It is our responsibility to bring our children back home and keep them safe or keep them protected. Thank you so much for listening.
Let's appreciate that.
What I want us to understand is, what does the officer do or to verify that child is missing? At all this time, an officer must ascertain, an officer must verify that the child is missing. Sometimes when the child has left, in developed countries, we have where they leave messages in answering machines. But here in Kenya, we are blind. I think there is nowhere where a child can go to a neighborhood and leave some information that I'm in the neighborhood or I've gone to my friend's house. To explain the whereabouts. So what you do, you interview the parents or the guardians or any other person who is around. That is when you will ascertain or verify that child is missing. And who are the perpetrators? I always tell the people, my audience, about being a victim and being a perpetrator. In one way, if you have never been a victim, you have been a perpetrator in your own life. When you see a thing and you don't report, you are a perpetrator. Out of ignorance, you have ignored to report. You have information that we want to encourage all of us that we come out of that cocoon and we make sure. We have so many means these days of reporting without even being seen or known physically. So the perpetrators here are the parents themselves. When you neglect your child and she goes to the street, is that parent not a victim, a perpetrator? We have guardians. Terrorists just want to create fear in the environment or fear to that parent. And finally, you will find that they will go and abandon that child somewhere if they did not succeed to achieve what they wanted. And the list is long. So, next, because I want to move fast, is about the lines that we may use, the hotlines that we may use or that are used in Kenya to make a report to police, to the children's services and any other organizations that are partners in this case.
We've had a wonderful panel with different experts and input from the academia sector. On the issue of child trafficking, when it comes to child trafficking within Kenya and not just Nairobi only, There's a lot of push and pull factors that contribute to children going missing through child trafficking. So I can confirm that it is there and it is present. In some aspects, it has been sanitized. I'll give an example of child labor. In African culture, we have accepted that I will go to the village, come back, bring a small child that is my relatives, and then have them stay with me as I look at taking them to school, and they no longer go to school. If you look at in entity about the rights of that child has been trafficked. So the community should be made aware of the different forms of child trafficking so that we can be able to recognize it and spot it and report it so that we can get justice for the children. Thank you. What I would like to say is the issue of missing children is a problem in Kenya, and it's not just unique to Kenya as a country. It's also common in other developing African countries. And this is because it's an issue that was never spoken about before. And right now we are in a good space because the government and different partners have started talking about it, and now we are making headway and progress. Part of the things that we are looking at is we are trying to look at through the government to create a framework, a model framework of operations for missing children. So we have started the journey, we will continue, and we hope to be able to increase awareness even in other African countries that they can follow suit, because across Africa there are also very few agencies that have dedicated missing children agencies. The data and statistics that we have as Missing Child Kenya pertains most importantly to only the cases that we have collected, and this is why the need for today's forum, because there is a lot of underreporting, no reporting and late reporting. We have over the last 6 years about 1,734 cases, and if you add maybe what also the DCS has given, the Department of Children's Services has given about the 6,700 cases, it makes a number that is still barely a scratch on the surface. There is data, but it is not enough data because of underreporting, no reporting and late reporting. On May 25th, the International Missing Children's Day, we are expecting to continue to create awareness within the community. We want to remind the community that there are more children that are missing than otherwise reported. We want to encourage people, if you know someone who their child has been missing for several years, please report, because there's still hope in using community efforts in tracing these children. We want to light a candle of hope for the families that are still looking for their children, and we also want to celebrate the children that have been found and to educate the community on the importance of their participation in child protection.
The other thing is some of the activities that we are looking at. There is an art competition for small children or children under 18. We say 18. If you are 18 and above, you can still draw a drawing, submit, but we will give the prizes to the ones who are 18 and below. If you go to the Department of Children's Services Facebook page, you'll be able to get details about that art competition. Children are submitting their artwork in relation to the International Missing Children's Day. Another thing that also is being done as part of activities towards the International Missing Children's Day is we are highlighting long-term missing and lost and found cases. These are cases between 2 to 5 years of children that have been missing or lost and found within the system. We are highlighting them on the different pages of the partners. Key pages to look out for are the Facebook page of the Department of Children's Services of Kenya and also the Missing Child Kenya Facebook page. You'll be able to find those cases, and sharing is what gets information out there, and people can be able to find out and unite these children with their families. Another thing to look out for, more information about everything missing child and missing children matters has been curated under the hashtag MissingChildKE. It's an important hashtag to keep. You can search for information, even images of missing children. And
Amaretwa njĩtagwo Esther Mugure, nditawĩra na idara ya ciana ihonge-inĩ rĩa Child Protection Department. Ũmũthĩ uma mũthenya wa pre-activity ya kũgeria Amaretwa njĩtagwo Esther Mugure Ndung'u, ndutaga wĩra na ihonge rĩa ciana. Ũmũthĩ tũgũcemanagia twĩ department ya ciana na technical working group ĩrĩa ĩroraga ũhoro wa ciana iria ciũrĩte. Nĩ tũgũcemanĩtie twĩna organization ta Missing Child Kenya, Child Fund na Daystar, ona Mtoto News na Ancan, hamwe na angĩ aingĩ, nĩgetha tũhote kwarĩrĩria ũhoro wa ciana iria ciũraga na nigetha tuhote kuona ni atia ithuĩ ta technical working group ona twita community uria ona kana arutwo uria tungika nigetha tuteithie ciana citigacoke kũra. Umuthi ningi ni turageria ku create awareness uhoro-ini wa muthenya wa May 25th, muthenya uria ugakorwo ni wa ciana iria ciurite. Muthenya ucio tuwitaga International Missing Children's Day, na muthenya uyu tugeragia ku create awareness uhoro wa ciana iria ciurite, na koguo ni tukoretwo na campaign iria turorania ciana iria ciurite miaka 3 mithiru, na nikio ni turageria gucaria aciari ao, na nigetha ciana ici turageria gucaria aciari ao ona ciana icio ciurite, na nigetha macoke guikara me amwe ta family. Ciana iria ciurite financial year ya 2022-2023 ni ciana 6,300. Ni turahoya aciari aria mangikorwo mena ciana ciurite mahote macoke ku report gwa ruhonge rwa ciana kana gwa borithi. Ningi ni turahoya na community ati mungiona mwana na mwana daramenyekana ni wega mukoyaga mwana ucio mukamutwara gwa ruhonge rwa ciana kana ona borithi nigetha mwana ucio agacaririo aciari ao kuria mari.